I don't see why I have to go to another damned meeting. I abhor meetings. I have tapes to review. The distortions on them must be because of an undocumented oddity within that school. Maybe something that attached itself to one of the students?
Research is supposed to have the Case 4073 results finalized this afternoon. I don't think re-listening to those tapes again will do any good, Captain. Besides, this is the Containment Branch's annual report, sir. Captain Marigold flew in specifically to present.
Flew in to interrupt my Tuesday afternoon, more like it. Well, hopefully we're late enough to miss most of the introductory fanfare.
The most unpredictable specimens, ones that we don't fully understand. Our disaster plan hasn't been updated in almost 5 years, and the number of our contained oddities has almost quadrupled in that time. I'm advocating for a full reevaluation of our containment procedures. We've all dedicated our lives to understanding these oddities, but we can't do that if our current methods...
Captain Carmine, research. We can go over your recommendations after the field report, Marigold. This is a presentation hall, not a soapbox.
Of course, Carmine. Sure. Moving on to the report then, if you'll kindly direct your attention to the slideshow behind me. Much of my personal research has been focused on oddity H219, shown here. This will mark its 8th year in containment. Let me say that again. H219 has been successfully contained for 8 consecutive years. 3 of those years, might I add, have been in close cohabitation with civilians. Yes, Turquoise, you have a question?
Yes, Agent Turquoise, Internal Affairs. Have you been using the same containment method for that whole time?
Thank you. Yes, we've employed a rabbit warren system combined with an altered version of the method Agent Copper used in his assignment with H828, Maribel Silius. I don't think Copper could be here today, but I'm sure he could vouch for this method.
Are the cohabitating civilians aware of the oddity?
Indigo! I didn't see you come in. Some of them are aware, yes, but others, so sorry. Most of them remain oblivious to the oddity's presence, which I think speaks to the effectiveness of our methods.
Have you been documenting H219's corruption?
Yes, we have. H219 seems to be progressing at an expected rate, as you can see by this chart, of its energy output from last month. Although it's fascinating. It's beginning to exhibit the capability for telepathic manipulation, somewhat similar to oddity C168, the one that ORCS discovered back in the 90s. That is, of course, before C168 merged with ORCS to become C169, very nearly got out of our control and ended up in containment here. But I digress. For H219, we've installed some countermeasures. Sorry, where was I?
How dangerous is it? What are the odds that you'll go home to a house full of corpses?
Oh, don't worry, Indigo. We won't cause you another mountain of ethics inquiry paperwork. We've ensured that it... I'm so sorry. I need to step away and take this... Hello? Sweetheart, what's wrong?
So much for an annual report.
Sir, is that a portable tape player? And wait, are those my headphones?
Always be prepared, Cerulean.
Heavens to Betsy, Captain!
Hi there, Lions. This is Grace Juilliard bringing you the Social Report directly from the most highly anticipated event of the year, the 2019 Pleasant Valley High Prom. Tonight's the night where we dress to the nines and gather together all the people we've known and grown with since kindergarten for one last bittersweet celebration of all our accomplishments. Soon we'll be setting off into the journey of adulthood, but for right now, everyone is enjoying dancing the night away underneath an array of twinkle lights and gold streamers that have been hung everywhere in keeping with the Starry Night theme. And in what might be the biggest plot twist of the evening, killing it as tonight's DJ.
Grace, it's our song!
Chad, stop. I have to finish the social report.
Right, but it's our song, babe.
I'll be there in a minute.
Babe, come on, you don't have to do that AV club crap anymore. This is prom. It's like our last thing of high school.
Chad, we've got like all summer to listen to our song in your car together. Just let me finish this one last project.
Okay, alright, I guess that's what I get for dating, like, the smartest girl in the class.
Go dance. I'll be right there as soon as I finish this interview.
Cha. Hey, yo, Dougie! Show me them moves, bro!
Everyone is busting a move and enjoying the party, but the biggest moment of the night is still to come. The announcement of the prom king and queen. A classic American high school tradition, but recent polls have shown that not every student is so keen on this part of the celebration. Let's talk with one such student, Derek Von Taine, who I've just run into at the dessert buffet. Hi, Derek.
Hey, Grace. Nice dress.
Thanks, Derek. You look sharp in that suit. I love the tails on your jacket.
Thanks. It was important for me to go with a classic vintage look rather than anything trendy. I really wanted to carry a pocket watch, but the rental place didn't have any, so instead, I just tied a string around my iPhone. It seems to be having the same effect.
Inventive. Would you care to share your opinion on the prom king and queen election with the social report?
Is that even a question? Well, first of all, the entire operation is totally inaccurate. You don't elect a king and queen. They're either born into a royal line or are individuals overtaken by a wild sense of narcissism, power, and money, which deludes them into thinking that they've been appointed by God to reign. So will then proceed through much violence and bloodshed to usurp the powers of whomever currently sits on the throne. So the ancient Greeks would be appalled at this bastardization of their democratic practice currently occurring this evening. But secondly, there's literally no benefit to being voted king and queen. Like, cool, you get a cheap plastic crown and everyone looks at you for like 10 seconds. But where's the real lasting power, you know? Totally pointless. Do you know what does matter, Grace? Ghosts.
So, can I assume that you didn't participate in the voting process then?
Of course I voted. I'm not going to let my individual voice, no matter how small, be squelched by the overwhelming yet vapid force of popular opinion.
Well then, who did you vote for?
My cat Mittens and Mistress Karen. Write-ins, of course.
Right. Well, thank you, Derek, for your contribution to the social report. We can always count on you for a unique viewpoint.
Sure thing, Grace. Happy prom and good ghost hunting.
It looks like an energetic line dance has begun, and people are running from everywhere to join in for one last dance with their classmates. Let's go see if we can find another lion viewpoint on tonight's celebrations. Roy!
Well, what's up, Grace?
Elroy McGriffin Jr., thank you for joining us for this special edition of the Roaring Lion Social Report. Tell me, what does prom mean to you?
It's like a cool party, I guess.
Well, you don't seem to be out there much on the dance floor. Is there another part of tonight's events that you prefer?
Dinner was good. Everything seemed clean and tidy. I wish they had served some of those circle pizzas, but I guess prime rib, that works too.
Oh yeah, the dinner was totes delish. As our high school experience comes to an end, what are you most looking forward to?
Well, not to be, like, depressing or whatever, but, I'm, like, pretty excited to, like, not be here.
Like, leave the prom?
No, like, leave Pleasant Valley. Yeah, I'm probably headed to art school after this, and, it'll probably make me like a small fish in a real big pond, but, that kind of sounds good. I'm kind of excited for that.
Well, won't you miss home at all?
I mean, I'm looking forward to building stuff for myself and, like, experiencing things that maybe I didn't even know exist. Like, I kind of can't wait to start out fresh in a place away from, all these people.
Wow, Roy, that's very exciting. Just maybe don't forget about all these people,
Don't worry about that. You're still number one on the list of people who I'd want to be there when I unveil my first real sculpture.
Well, you can count on me to be there. Thanks for sharing your viewpoint with the social report, Roy.
Sure.
Well, folks, It's a night of both looking back at where we've come from and looking forward to our futures. Some futures are clear. Some may look more like a twisting, winding maze. But I like to think that uncertainty is just opportunity in disguise. Whatever my future may look like, I'm excited to see where it will take me. Thanks for tuning in to the Roaring Lions Social Report.
Sir.
Congratulations
Sir.
to the class of...
Sir,
What's going on?
the meeting's over. Captain Marigold left rather abruptly. She said something about a breach?
I knew this was a waste of time. Head back to the office if you want. I'm going to sit here and wait for the auditorium to clear out.
Forward to our futures. Some futures are clear. Some may look more like a twisting, winding maze. But
what?
I like to think that... may look more like a twisting, winding maze. But I like to think that uncertainty is just opportunity in disguise.
This doesn't make any sense.
Whatever my future may look like,
Cerulean.
I'm excited to see where...
Cerulean, come back. Listen to this.
Yes.
Clear.
It didn't
Some
sound
may
like
look
this
more
before.
like a twisting,
The
winding
distortions.
maze. But
The
I like to